Going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Critical Thought. We back with another video. We back on a podcast. We back with another video. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure if this joint going on. Is this joint gonna go on the Critical Thought channel, or if it's gonna go on the Deep Art channel? But we got another video. We got another video for y'all today that we going ahead and doing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video, right? So in this video, I know last podcast, right, on the Critical Thought channel, I talked a lot about, like, when you get locked up, or if in jail, just the different sorts of like creativity, saying that people like really get to doing, like, in terms of crafting themselves out, is very peculiar and it's very interesting, right? Like, it's a lot more of an innovative sort of space, sort of thing going on than you would think. Jail is horrible, I'm not gonna lie. Worst experience ever. But I hate even talking about it. I hate even just saying the word and having the word spill out of my mouth, because that's such a negative that we that we don't go back to, right? But at the same time, the amount of I met a lot of folks, who are very innovative. Like, in terms of like the different types of ways you can sort of just be creative and innovative. Like with certain things in terms of cooking and utilizing, resources to create a space that's, create a space that is sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Create a sort of space that's functional, right? That's more functional. I think is like very, very interesting to me. I think that's just something that's just, interesting to me, right? That's a thing, right? And what it shows you is that you can really make you can really do anything out of nothing, right? With very few resources or very little resources, you can do many, many things, right? And the only difference is not necessarily the ability or just the quality of it. It's more so just the condition of it, right? And that's the only thing, is the condition of things. Because you can make some quality stuff, like very creative quality stuff. But the biggest difference in the things you create is not necessarily the quality of it, but it's more so the condition of it, right? The condition is the key thing, in terms of difference, in terms of like you wanting to do something versus you just not being insinuated to really sort of complete or apply yourself or sort of indulge in that task, right? So that's what we want to talk about in today's video. Is we want to talk about being innovative, but also understanding the importance of not just quality of things, because sometimes you might have a product or you might have some crafts, right, that are very, like, very interesting, intriguing and everything, and you love doing them and all this, that, the third, but it gets to a point to where it's just like sometimes you just fail to or fall off to like get into those tasks. Not necessarily because of the quality of it, but more so because of the condition. More so because of the condition of it, right? And the condition can lead you to sort of like sort of look at some things and be like, oh man, maybe I don't really want to do this right now. And this all goes back into, visuals and like observation, which we talked about in a few previous videos. But the nature of this and what we really want to talk about is most certainly going to be your what's the word? Most certainly going to be your condition, right? The condition of things, right? The condition of some of these creative things, I think is huge. Because like I said, you might have some creative things going on and a lot of creative ideas and a lot of like stuff you doing, and you know what I'm saying, where you just crafting stuff out from scratch. But the one insinuator, in terms of being able to go ahead and utilize that craft and utilize that thing you built or utilize that sort of thing, saying is to explore, what can sort of improve the condition of the thing that you created. And how can you improve the condition of it? How can you improve it to make it more easier and better and just more fluctually functional, in terms of, in terms of what it is, right? And there's a lot that goes into that process, more so than just convenience, right? It's just, the convenience in peculiar ways, right? Not just convenience in terms of, oh, it's convenient, I can use it easier. But what about convenience of like visuals and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like convenience of visuals. Like, how does it appear as I'm using it? Does it do I understand, or does it satisfy me as I'm sort of utilizing this material or craft? And is it sort of am I getting a feeling, a sensation like I'm completing something, right? Like I just did, like I just completed this task. Boom. Okay, this is done. And there's just certain things and visuals, and more of a psychological thing in terms of like, okay, so I completed a task, but not only did but I know that I completed this task, right? I can go up and say, okay, I'm going to complete this task, and just like, boom, I completed it. And then it's just like, I know I completed it, right? And it's just a confirmation thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some of these benefits or some benefits can just be confirmation of completion on a psychological level, right? Not just like on a level of saying like, okay, I completed it. And then it's just like, I completed it, but there's not really too much confirmation other than it's just like the okay, There's not enough interaction going on in between you and the craft or the equipment or resource that you built, right? Whatever you crafted out, whatever you built. And that's the sort of thing I really wanted to talk about, is just like, the level of interaction or connection level, on a neurotic level, in between you and the craft you're utilizing, or the tools you're utilizing, or the equipment you're utilizing, right? So that's the thing, and that's why it can be hard sometimes. Like, I know for me, it's hard for me to like use the internet and like use like a phone to do like certain things. It's just hard to start because it's like, you tell them, it's just like, it's uncomfortable, right? You know what I'm saying? To like go on a screen or a phone sometimes. I guess for some people, when you look at it on a deeper level, because it's like, going on the phone. I'm just saying this. I'm saying this for a detail. I'm gonna come back full circle. But in terms of using a phone to do something, a phone is what? A black screen. It's just black screen. that you go and you know, some people, for the most part, you go to watch videos on it, right? You go on the social media, you know what I'm saying? You sort of, you know, do certain things like that with it, right? But then at the same time, you can go on it and conduct business, you know? But I wanted to say that because it's like, unless you unless you sort of you know, have a certain, unless you have it functioning a certain way, you know, sometimes it could be, you know, it could be difficult, and there's a reason why, you know, it'd be difficult to sort of get into or start certain things, just due to the fact of just, you know, visual confirmation. Like, okay, I completed this task. This is exactly what I wanted to do. And now, like, I know that I completed the task. You know what I'm saying? And with some apps and some things, you know, on your phone, you don't get that reassurance or that confirmation like I did exactly, you know, sort of just, you know, the you know, the heightening of like what I actually did, right? You know, because it's just like, it's just on the phone. You just click and hit a button and it's just like, okay, boom, you know. So it kind of takes away from that relief, you know, of actually completing something and doing something. Like, I did something today, and, you know, and I think, you know, that's what I really wanted to talk about in this video, you know, more so like, because this is a video really talking about going into business convenience. You know, we're emphasizing that. And I think that's one of the things to really talk about is condition. The condition of things, right? Which goes a little bit stepper than like your initial sense of convenience. Okay, it's so easy for me to do this. It's so easy for me to do that. But like, you know, how can I like get into, like, you know what I'm saying? How can I, you know, sort of, you know, what are some things, you know, that I can do to help me engage, like, with what I'm sort of doing, you know, and make me have, I guess, more of a sense of a connection to what I'm doing. So that's all we wanted to talk about in this video. But there is another part to that I do want to discuss, talking, you know, about conditions. And it's just the fact that, as well as with conditions, not only is it just a thing of just like, you know, sort of connection, but it's also a thing of just like, convenience in terms of just appearance. You know, how does things make me feel, when it's a part of me, right? Or as I'm a part of it, or as I'm utilizing or wielding it, right? In terms of tools. So it's like, if this is like, you know, this is the case, like, you know, like, what is like how do things make me feel like when I'm using? Do I feel like I'm comfortable? Do I feel like I'm one with the occupation that I'm sort of like in? Do I feel connected deeper to myself, you know, as I'm utilizing this tool? And it's like, how does this tool make me feel, sort of thing? Or how does this craft make me feel, right, when I indulge in it? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever type of contraption or thing that you built, right, or craft that you built, right? And it's these sort of intangible factors that we really want to talk about in this video, regarding, you know, just creating things. You know, it's not all about, you know, not only just quality, of course, quality and visuals, but also just condition. Like, you know, like the condition to where, like, I know that, because these are all like little things that you think about and sensations that you sort of think before you even pick up the item. You know what I'm saying? It's these little things that you think about and that you get out of it, you know what I'm saying, that make you actually pick up and utilize the thing, right? Make you actually utilize the item. And so it's like, if that's the case, my thing is just how can, my thing is just okay, cool. If that's what makes, you know, what are the sensations, I guess, that you like really want to cater to, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, in terms of just like, okay, that's going to make me actually pick up this item. That's going to make me feel good. It's going to make me feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? When I utilize this tool or this craft or whatever I done made, right? When I utilize it, you know what I'm saying? Yes, how has it benefited me? But on a business sort of side, like, how does it make me feel, sort of thing, right? How does it equip me? What does it equip me with? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does, you know what I'm saying? How does it make me feel in that type of sense? You know, on that level, right? You know what I'm saying? Do I feel empowered? Do I feel like, you know what I'm saying, stronger? Or does it make me feel sort of like insecure? You know what I'm saying? And if it makes me feel insecure, what can I do so that it's not making me feel insecure, right? So that's the thing, that's the question, and it's just like, you know, sort of, if you can find the answer to that, you know, it's probably be easier to probably be a lot easier to sort of, you know, be able to continually utilize those tools, and, you know, they serve the correct function, right? To their function, right? Whether it's, you know, the function of their business, you know, whether it's the function of, you know what I'm saying, like, in terms of, you know, it fits the business, it fits the structure of what you're already doing. It just fits, right? You know what I'm saying? It fits the outlook, right? The customization, you know what I'm saying, of the whole thing. And if that's the case, boom, that's good. But also, like, it's convenient. And it's like, all right, so it's convenient at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to access and it's intentional in terms of like what it does. Boom. Okay, then it's just, what is the intention of it? Is the intention of it like something, you know what I'm saying? Is it something that's very, what, like, is the intention of it, like, what's the intention of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Is it very impactful to something very tangible, or is it one of these like little tiny intangible, you know what I'm saying, benefits that you kind of just want to be able to, you know, angle, right? Is it for something for like angling, adjusting, and positioning, or is it like some sort of actual like tangible benefit, like off the rip sort of thing? So there's that question, and then there's the question of, so is it you know, is it something that's you know, is this something like beneficial to, in a sense, to where, you know, how does it make me like feel type thing, right? Like, does it empower me? Do I feel empowered when I'm utilizing this thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, or do I feel like, you know what I'm saying, do I feel like disempowered or something when I utilize this tool, right? And it's just something I gotta unfortunately use, you know, in order to like complete a task. So that's the other question. You know, and my last thing, you know, with that is just like, okay, so how do I sort of, you know, create these crafts or these innovations and make them in a way that can sort of make people feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's something that they want to be sort of connected to, or they want to indulge in, you know, and it's taking care of these little details as well as the actual benefits of it, or its service or its function, the actual function of it. As well as the actual function of it, just the question is just like, you know, these little intangible things about it, because that's what's going to make me want to keep, you know, coming back and utilizing these tools all over again. You know, so that's the important thing there. So without further ado, I'm gonna conclude this joint right here. And that last point retires, you know, ties back to many things, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna conclude this video right here. Peace, love, and yeah, we out this joint. Let's get it.